I can completely understand where they're coming from, trying to encourage more women into the job, because it's really important having women in the job to create diversity.
I think that there will be some backlash. I think it's going to put a lot of stress onto these young women.
The only thing that's going to taint people's opinion of women in the job is how the women approach the job. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you know, I think men will be very accepting. My name is Genevieve Holden and I am ranked as a firefighter, so I just graduated mid-December last year and I am at City of Sydney Fire Station. Oh, you're doing a good job, Gab. We, have fun and that sort of thing at the station, but as soon as those alarms go off, we go into job mode and you switch on. I think... Oh, no, sorry. I just have to find out where that is. Most common calls that we get are automatic fire alarms, floodings, we assist ambulance if any pedestrians have been hit or involved in a motor vehicle accident, and of course, structure fires. All good, all clear. Myself and the rest of the crew, we did a walk through the building just to double check and make sure everything's all clear, and it's all clear.
As a female firefighter, Genevieve is a bit of a trailblazer. Although women in New South Wales have been able to work as firefighters since 1985, they're still very much a minority. Across Australia, women make up only a small number of total firefighters. In Genevieve's home state of New South Wales, only 5% of firefighters are women. But that number is likely to soon increase. Applicants are now split into male and female streams, and an equal number of the highest scoring men and women are chosen.
So our class was the first 50-50 class, male and female. 12 were women, 12 were men.
It's opened the door for women who may not have ranked high enough under the old recruitment process to now get in.
The first time that I went for the Fireys was back in 2009 and I was about 20. I wasn't successful and I purely think it was because I didn't have much life experience. For a very long time I've wanted to be a firefighter. Probably growing up, I didn't actually think that it was a job that women did, really.
Hello, darling, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. This is the helmet that we got Genevieve when she was 3. Be careful what you give little ones when they're, very young, because she ended up being a fire girl.
Back in 2012, my father passed away from brain tumours. I put the Fireys on hold for a little bit. I think I was probably just not maybe emotionally ready.
I think her dad's death has, been very hard for her. I actually think it made her a more stronger person and a more compassionate person.
The burning desire to become a Firey just came back and I just thought, no, I have to do it. Oh my gosh, when I found out I got in, I was just so excited. I couldn't believe it. I am 3 on the runner, which is very exciting for me because I love the action, so flyer and runner tend to go out the most.
I think once they see more girls in the job and that it's going well, and if they speak to people like Genevieve, then they'll see that it's good and hasn't got that boys club tag anymore, and they'll hopefully join.
But Fire and Rescue New South Wales is having a hard time shaking off its boys club reputation. A review in 2010 found that
sexual or suggestive remarks, emails and letters were a particular issue among females. Discrimination based on gender is still a major issue within the brigades. There is a pervading boys' club mentality within the organisation, with a lack of support networks in place for female firefighters.
Despite the damning report, the culture didn't really change. It prompted the then Commissioner to put all staff on notice and send this email in 2014.
I am particularly concerned about suggestions that we are dropping standards and employing women incapable of being firefighters. If you simply don't like working with a more diverse group, then you need to start looking for a new job.
A year later, an independent inquiry was launched after more than a dozen firefighters made public their allegations of harassment and bullying. Among them were women who made the following allegations of sexual harassment.
He said, "We're going to the pub and see some titties. We can't look at yours."
I was forced to change in full view of the public.
When she was on medical leave, they made jokes about her getting an abortion.
He said, "So would you have the urge to play up behind your husband's back? I'd do ya."
He walked up behind me and said, "Are you wearing a G-string?"
The inquiry also found that
Fire and Rescue New South Wales has left itself open to the criticism that complaints were not properly investigated, and some of the complainants alleged the service covered up for the alleged perpetrators. Some individuals dealt with in this report were found to have suffered psychological injury.
And just this year, a top New South Wales fire official was charged with raping a young female firefighter after a Christmas party. He's currently awaiting trial.
I'm a fifth generation firefighter with Melbourne. I have been in the organisation for 12 years and I've grown up around it with my father being in the job. And I believe that it's not out of reach for women.
Yet despite this, Rachel was actually against gender quotas similar to that of New South Wales being introduced in her home state of Victoria. She and her fellow female union members protested the move and were part of a legal bid to stop it.
By creating a quota for female applicants, you are casting a shadow of doubt over any of these females that join in the future. The changes to the recruitment process only serve to drive a wedge between women and men in the fire service.
It really, upset a lot of us, and we were hoping for some positive change. It made me feel that, nervous for the future girls of our organisation. Because if we've all got in on our own merit, they're going to say, did you get in on the one that, was a bit easier, or did you get in with all the guys? And I think that if you're in a male-dominated job, there is some barriers that we're already trying to change and to create equality already. This is something else we don't need on top of that. I was only 19 years old and my dad was encouraging me to apply. I think there was over 5,000 applicants for 30 positions. So it was a proud moment not only for my family but for me to show that I could be, not just a fireman anymore, but I was good enough to be a firefighter. We were all on an equal playing field. We were all there for the same reason and we were the best of the best. I don't think that dropping the standards or having the order of merit changed to allow more women to get in, I don't think that's the way to go about it. We need to change it from grassroots, from primary school and high school, and try to educate kids that this is a great career.
So just going to come around, you're going to check the lockers, hang it out, just a visual check of everything, and the strap.
I've come to a platoon and I'm sure it's just an indication of what Fire and Rescue New South Wales is like, but everyone are just so supportive and I couldn't imagine anyone, harassing or anything. We just get on, like a house on fire. I don't think that females should be scared of coming in at all because it's literally the best job ever. I love it.